In 1945, Great Britain was on top of the world. They had just won World War II and controlled a quarter of the entire planet. But just a few years later, it was all gone. What if I told you the final blow didn't come from an enemy, but from their best friend, the USA? This is the insane story of how one blow didn't just end an empire, it created the world's new superpower. To see how this is even possible, you have to realize Britain was completely broke after the war. They won, but it cost them everything. Their whole country was built for one thing: war. So their national debt exploded to over 250% of their GDP. Can you even imagine that? That's like your country owing more than double what it makes in an entire year. Britain was running on fumes, and then the US cut off their money. Boom! And economists literally called it a financial Dunkirk. This global empire was about to go bankrupt.
Without a giant mountain of cash, Britain couldn't even feed its people, let alone pay for its massive empire. All those soldiers and bases cost a fortune. So where do you get that much money? There was only one place left on Earth: America. We were stacked after the war. So they sent their smartest negotiator, John Maynard Keynes, to literally beg us for money. Britain wanted a free gift, or at least a loan with zero interest. They thought they deserved it for fighting the Nazis. But the U.S. said no. This wasn't about feelings. It was about becoming the new number one. The negotiations were brutal. In the end, Britain got a $3.75 billion loan, but we put in a secret twist that would change the world forever. The craziest condition? They had to make their money, the British pound, completely convertible to the US dollar. And this one rule was a ticking time bomb.
Okay, I know sterling convertibility sounds super boring, but I promise you, this was an absolutely insane move. Basically, Britain had this exclusive club called the sterling area. If you were in their empire, you could only use their currency, which walled off American companies. The US wanted to smash that wall wide open. This new rule meant anyone, anywhere with British pounds could instantly trade them for US dollars. And trust me, the US knew this would be a total disaster for Britain. The day this rule went live, July 15, 1947, was absolute chaos. Every country holding pounds literally sprinted to exchange them for dollars. It was a global bank run on Great Britain. Within a month, they lost almost $1 billion. It was a financial bloodbath. It is insane how this one challenge redrew the entire world map. History isn't just about armies, it's about money. If you love watching us uncover these crazy true stories that changed everything, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you never miss the next video.
In just 5 weeks, Britain burned through almost $1 billion, not to rebuild their country, but just to keep this one promise to America. They were going bankrupt, fast. They were completely humiliated and had to give up. On August 20th, 1947, they broke the deal. But it was too late. The damage was done. The entire world saw that Britain was weak and their money was worthless. The US dollar was now king. The British government had to make huge cuts to save money. And what was their most expensive toy? Their empire. The financial pressure made it impossible to keep their colonies, and the first to go was the biggest one of all: India. In the exact same year as this financial crisis, 1947, India and Pakistan became independent. This was the beginning of the end.
And get this was not an accident. This was a 1,000 IQ play by the United States. The loan was literally a weapon designed to break open the British Empire's markets for American companies. And it worked. American businesses swarmed into places that were once totally off limits, and the US dollar completely replaced British power. This loan was the exact moment the USA snatched the crown from Britain and became the world's superpower.
Then we dropped the Marshall Plan, spending billions more just to show everyone who was in charge. But here is the most insane part. Britain was paying off this loan for the next 60 years. They made their very last payment on December 29, 2006. Can you believe it? 60 years to pay for the loan that destroyed their empire.
So in the end, the British Empire wasn't destroyed by an army. It was destroyed by a spreadsheet. They were completely broke after winning a world war. But it was this one loan from their best friend that gave them an impossible choice: save your country or save your empire. The choice was obvious, and the world was changed forever. This proves that the most powerful weapon in the world isn't a bomb, it's money. A new world order was born, not on a battlefield, but in a bank.